Arf, arf. Hello everyone, Brownie here, and this is a different style of video that I usually put on the channel, but I thought it would be a good idea to do this just as a new kind of thing and just to talk about like what's going on in my life in case anyone wants to know and like keep up with me. So I thought this would be a good idea. I'm gonna call it Brownie Speaks because my persona is not named after the dessert. It's actually named after Clifford Brown, the trumpet jazz artist, and he had an album called Brownie Speaks. So I figured that was appropriate. My fursuit vlog, Brownie Speaks, it all works. So anyways, let me catch you all up on what's been going on in my life. So I moved in with furry roommates last week, and I had lived with them before back in December. It's my first time being in a furry household, and it was cool. Like it was nice to have someone like living with me that kind of related to me and stuff, and be able to hang out with them and just talk about like anything they want. Whereas my parents, I kind of have to, or with my family or like most of my friends, I kind of have to like trim it a little bit. Like can't share the exact details. So that was really cool, and I had a good time with them. But I kind of had a mental health crisis while I was there that forced me to kind of move back in with my family for a while and get help that way. And that ended up with me going to hospital and all sorts of terrible things. And I'm not sure it really got better. So I came back here because I feel like I really needed to be with around people that like understand me. Not that being with my family is bad. They were actually really good to me, and I had a good time with them. But I feel like I still couldn't entirely be myself, and it's important for me to be myself around the people that I live with, and for them to understand like everything that I'm doing and going through. So I figured it was a good time to try something different. I just need something exciting in my life too. So, anyways, I got there. I was nervous about it. I was nervous as heck because I wasn't sure if the dynamics would be different. There was a new roommate there. Not sure if anything changed. So it was kind of confusing at first to figure out the dynamics, and I found myself needing a lot of alone time too. You never realize, like, I mean, in this time we've spent a lot of time not hanging out with friends, but never realized like how much alone time I really needed until I spent like all the time around them. So it was hard. It was confusing at first to kind of figure out like, okay, is it okay that I'm not hanging out with them right now? How do I try to get them to know that like I want to just be alone right now? It's hard. And there was also a lot of kind of getting up, wondering, okay, what do I do now? Okay, I was preparing so long for this move. I'm finally here. What the heck do I do? So it was like that for a few days. A couple days in, actually, I think the second day I was there, we had talked about with one of my roommates about going to a lake and swimming, and as a Matherian, Otter, swimming is really important to me, and it's something that I don't get to do often. So I realized there was like a big lake, like 20 minutes from where we live. So we had talked about that, and I wanted to go, and the roommate just kind of pushed me to do it one day. Like I don't want to do it. He just like let's go to the lake, and I thought, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I was really unsure about it, but I really enjoyed it. It felt really free once I got in the water again. It was kind of scary getting there because it was like way out of the way. But once I got there, it was just nice. I mean, the lake was like really clean. It was really clear. It was cold. Don't get me wrong. Like it's super hot in Arizona right now, but the lake itself, oh my gosh, that was so cold, so cold. So the thing is, once you put your shoulders in the water, usually you're kind of fine. So it just took to me getting to that point to be able to swim freely, even though it still was kind of cold there. I'm sure it'll get even better once in the summer and super hot. I swam out a little bit. It was fun. I kind of like paddled around for a while. I needed goggles because it's kind of hard to see underwater. I don't know how otters do it, like swimming around without goggles or anything. Like they probably have some sort of natural eye color, but eye cover that is. I don't though. I don't. So I got a bit bored, swam out there for a while, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do now? Like I'm just swimming out, and there's no like goal or anything. So I came back in, and my friends were not swimming. They didn't feel like doing it that day, and they're just kind of sitting there watching me. So they started like throwing things, not at me, but like just things for me to go fetch. First it was rocks, which is not a good idea because they sink. And then we found some driftwood that was just like floating around. And that was kind of fun actually. Like it's kind of like throwing a ball. So maybe I was kind of fulfilling my canine side a little bit too, and like playing fetch and everything. I kept going out and getting driftwood. It felt fun. I felt like I had a goal. I felt like I was like being important and doing the stuff that I was meant to do. I found a bigger stick in the water even. I brought that back. I brought it back to my mouth because it felt really, I don't know, it felt really natural to me to carry something in my mouth in the water like that. Almost like catching fish. I wish I could actually go catch fish in my mouth, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. The other thing I kind of wish was that I had like a rudder or something. Like it's still, I still got that like phantom limb in the back. Just like I feel like I should have a rudder there, and there's nothing to like steer with. So I kind of wish they actually make like a rubber rudder sort of to steer yourself in the water with. I think that'd be a good product. I mean, they make tons of tails already, but I mean, for all the otter furries out there, why don't they make some like waterproof ones? I think that'd be really good. Maybe they even help with swimming. I don't know. If it's like motorized, maybe. I don't know. If anybody has a like product idea, that'd be a good one. Um, let's see what happened then. Well, I thought about like, okay, what do I do with this now? I mean, I sort of like doing this. I was like, should I join a swim team? I don't know. I'm probably too out of shape and old to do that. Maybe I could challenge myself to swim, be one of those people that swims like long distances. I know there's some people in San Francisco that swim all the way from Alcatraz, and I could take cold water like that. I think that's fine for me. So I wonder if I could eventually be someone that does that. I'd have to keep going though regularly, and I think I will keep going regularly. I want to go back next time I go back to buy an annual pass because yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I could see myself going there a lot and sort of training myself. It's the kind of exercise that I want to do. I mean, I don't really like running or anything, but swimming I can do that all day. Not all day. Like I was really sore afterwards, but eventually, yeah, that'd be a really good thing to do. So good times kept coming after that. I got to cuddle my roommates a little bit, which was really awesome. I don't normally get to cuddle anyone. That's another reason why I moved out is I need physical affection to kind of even have self confidence to do what I need to do. So being able to cuddle them was really awesome. And we watched Beastars, which I had already seen before, but I got to watch the dub with them, and it just feels good for some reason to watch shows with other people. That's cool. Sometimes, some days I just start out not knowing what to do, and they'd come in and like get me, and we just have conversations, and kind of get lost in time with them, and then things kind of just work out like that. Like things are completely okay. It's kind of weird how it works. We're not really doing anything. I get nervous that we're not doing anything. Like, am I being boring? I don't know. But it worked out. Um, but recently this week, things have gotten a little bit worse because I think the novelty's kind of worn off of having them here. We've been like a little bit isolated. Um, so I kind of didn't know what to do with myself a lot of the time. I'd be stuck in my room. They'd be all doing their own thing, and when I'm not streaming, I just what do we even do? I don't have a job or anything. I looked at ways to earn money, but they just don't seem worth it to me. The only thing that really brought me joy is discovering new games, honestly. Like, I keep browsing itch.io and some other sites out there, like Steam Creators, all the other stuff. And it's kind of seeing, like, different kind of games that I want to check out, like different art styles and finding kind of niche games. I don't know, that brings me joy. Playing them for some reason does not bring me joy, but discovering them brings me a lot of joy. So I'm like, should I go back to making YouTube videos on these? Probably. And I thought about doing it. I want it. The problem is I don't like editing them, but discovering the games, maybe making some of the footage, that might be a good idea. I think that would be worth it. Because the ultimate goal, I think, is I'm a novelty addict. I love seeing new things and experiencing new things, and I want to use it for good somehow. I want to be useful. I want to share it with the world. And people are drawn to very predictable things, so I'm not sure that they'll like exactly what I do. I try to do that with my streaming. I don't feel like anybody cares too much about the fact that I'm playing like so many new games and like showing them all this stuff. I feel like they care about more my persona and just the fact that I talk to them and stuff, which is fine too. I mean, it's a byproduct of my streaming. It feels good, but it doesn't feel like it feels like if I wasn't this novelty addict and needed new stuff all the time. Now, I'm gonna be talking about fully novelty addiction in another Brownie Speaks episode later on. I have a whole write up on that, but the fact that I'm always changing, I'm not sure it's such a good thing sometimes. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna keep searching, like, because I can't give up. I'm the ultimate tour guide to life. There has to be some use to this. There has to be a use somewhere. So I think that's gonna wrap up my first Brownie Speaks episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing and hitting that like button, of course. And check me out on Twitch, because if you want to talk to me, well, that's the best place. It's really hard to talk in the comments, I know. So yeah, hope you all have a good one. Thank you for sticking with me through this. It's a new experiment. And bye, everyone. Oh!